got another site, I'm not quite sure the details of the third site, but I think that's posting, and that would be a completely, it may be another brand.
Because instead of
So, because they mentioned that would be separate.
like the chatbot
Cool. So,
will not work on behalf.
But
No, this is all
just the fact I can do it on one site is already
And we got
positive.
coupons from one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Take my money and sell it.
It's just a matter of making sure we have what they need to be.
Any stops to drop?
Literally just started.
We haven't started any marketing thing.
Where the hell are the other 30 people, right?
Facebook and launched last night. So we only have one opt-in, we got 12 clicks on the ad.
I'll just be there, I would be the bot, just having the conversation.
Oh,
yeah. If it was like, if it was less small numbers, I'd just be the fucking bot. Oh, it's really good. My friend did that, he was I'll be starting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, we may have more stragglers, but I think we've waited long enough.
So, hi everybody, thanks for coming tonight. I think most everybody's been making introductions except John Wyszynski, our speaker tonight. John, I'll let you describe you.
All right, I'm just gonna go through it in the old slide deck over here. How's everybody doing? My name is John Wyszynski. Yeah, I guess we have like a relatively small group. Like, would y'all mind like telling me kind of like what y'all are working on, just so I can have an idea?
I am Matt, and I'm working on a curated women's athletic subscription box with a friend.
Cool, awesome.
Just hoping to know how to put a chatbot in that.
Nice, yeah, perfect.
Independent consultant on the vendor side, go-to-market strategy, positioning, messaging, sales enablement, Lynn Shear.
Cool, what was your name?
Lynn.
Lynn, awesome.
Hi, my name is Sash. I'm working with a Google company called Shears. We're into cloud-led solutions and working closely on location intelligence API creations for the market for healthcare, retail, and hospitals.
Awesome.
Anyways, David, a company called Locally, pretty new startup, recently pivoted, looking to serve more content through chatbots because it has higher engagement than static websites or other kind of landing pages.
And what is the service?
What do you mean?
Or what is the product or service that you're working on?
Mine or
Yeah,
my
yours.
customers?
Oh, you're working with customers?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a startup for a marketplace when a traveller visits a new city, they can find the gym and then get a short-term membership for exactly how long they're there for at a fair price.
Cool, awesome. And Lauren?
I own Redline Minds. We're a local e-commerce focused agency. We do both the technology end of it and the strategic planning and most of the marketing. So that's what we do.
Cool, awesome. Glad to be here with you guys. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about how to build your first chatbot in less than an hour and make it convert like crazy. As you said, these things convert really, really well. Really good open rates, really good click-through rates, and you can do a lot of fun things with them. So about me, I moved to Austin about 10 years ago to play music, play guitar in a band, just like thousands of other people come here every day to do the same thing. I ended up working at an office for 7 years, quit my job to travel through Asia with my wife. We were kind of riding on Amazon FBA money for that time. I had a product on there, and halfway through the trip, Amazon shut my product down.
Oh no.
And I said, all right, well, I guess I'm not going to be traveling for that much longer, so I guess I better get back to Austin and get a job. And I ended up luckily finding a friend of mine. She works at Facebook, and she was like, we've got this awesome contract role coming up, and I think you'd be a good fit. So I ended up working there, and that was super fun. I got to work with hundreds of different clients and kind of see what was working on the backside of their businesses and kind of what wasn't. And after that, let our whole team go. We were working just a couple blocks away from here, and I was like, all right, it's time to do digital marketing because I've got this new Facebook skill, and fell really in love with chatbots a couple years ago whenever they started getting really big, and dove kind of headfirst into that. And so I'm going to be talking about that today. That's a picture of me and my team there at Facebook. We had a lot of fun while we were there. So yeah, why use a chatbot anyway? So I'm sure you all know, you've heard this, 90% open rates and 30% click-through rates are the norm. It's been going down a bit since they kind of started hitting their stride, but it's still really fantastic. Not too far away from that from a lot of my clients I'm working with. Messenger marketing is still growing. It's big right now, but it's going to be even bigger. I just went to the chatbot, the mini chatbot conference pretty recently, the conversations, and they were mentioning that next year, I believe it was, messenger apps will overtake social media apps on people that are visiting and using them. So I think messaging is definitely going to be a good place to be. And another great thing that I really love about them is the automation aspect of these things. You can set them up pretty easily to be like a huge part of your funnel, where you bring people in, you get them into that ecosystem, you get their emails, drop them into your email marketing. It all kind of works in lockstep. And then another thing about keeping people in the ecosystem is like Facebook really loves to keep people on Facebook. And so of course you can use Facebook ads to send people to your website and try to convert them there, but it's going to be a lot cheaper for you, I believe, most of the time, if you can bring them through a chatbot first and then warm them up and sell to them after that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, bots work really well with other marketing systems you have built out. So if you have sales funnels, you've got e-commerce platforms, you've got email marketing, this can all work together extremely well. Yep.
Question. So how are you defining that flow, like open rate, click through?
That's a question, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
how am I
what's
defining
the,
it?
Yeah, what are they, what's a scenario where somebody's being presented with something to open and then click through?
Right. So that would be you can think of a chatbot as kind of like email marketing mixed with just messaging, I guess. But in general, if you're sending out a broadcast message, like it would be like an email broadcast, a lot of times we are seeing those extra high open rates, and then.
So I'm on Facebook and my messenger, I have a notification that somebody sent me something. I open it up. It's not.
Yeah,
a friend, it's actually a brand who wants to sell me something.
And it pops up on your phone, okay. And that's kind of weird.
So the open rates on that experience are.
Yeah, so it'll pop up inside your little messenger box, and it'll say this brand or this person, whatever their branding is, whatever the message headline is, it's going to grab them. Right. And we're still seeing huge open rates on that, and then just with people kind of designing these things like very fluidly, you can get really good click-through rates too, if your copywriting's on point as well. And so that's what we're seeing, like as far as like sending out broadcasts and or automations, where it's just like with email, like we're normally seeing on a good day like a 25-30% open rate, and like maybe like a 4 or 5% click-through rate would be awesome. But like with these, it's way higher. I still think that email, the quality of email subscribers is higher in general, but I think like if you're able to use this and alongside that, it's just awesome. It works really well. Okay. Like which service to use is like I suggest ManyChat. It's the biggest and baddest out there, and Chatfuel is the other one that's kind of big, but I feel like it's starting to kind of lose kind of market share because ManyChat's just like growing like huge numbers. It's like why use a chatbot is like, I mean, if you see this like explosive growth like this, it's just like if you're able to like either branch off with an audience you already have and then get them into your bot, or use paid traffic, like you can get like gigantic jumps in your subscriber base to these people that you can reach out to very easily.
And how are you getting them to permission you to market to them?
So numerous ways. Facebook ads is my main one, Facebook, Instagram ads, but there's also different ways of setting these things up where you can use what's called like a ref URL, which is like a URL. If you click that, it brings them into the bot. And so you could do that through, say, if you've got an email list and you want to bring them into your bot as well as having them in your email list without paying to remarket to them on Facebook, you can just send that link in an email, say, hey, click here and get this freebie I'm giving out. And you can give that freebie out inside of the bot, and so you'll have them in your bot subscriber list as well as your email list. And so that's another way. There are, you're all familiar with like chat boxes on websites where like you can ask questions to the companies. You can build those out as well. And so I'll show you that on my website in a little bit, to where you can just have that on there. It's for free instead of using some of the paid services. You can just have that, and if anyone has any questions or they want to get, say, like a 15% discount on something, then they can go through the bot. And as soon as they find their way into the bot and interact with it once, they are subscribed. And so
You don't have to make it clear they're subscribed?
no, yeah,
It's good to give it.
yeah. I mean, you definitely have to let them know that they're in there. Like, you don't want to fool them. That is like one of the big no-nos. Don't act like you're just a person talking to them. Like, you want to let them know that you were inside a bot, and we're going to give you a lot of amazing value in this thing. But you don't want to fool them at all. That's one of the big things. So that's the other thing. Don't try and fool people at all. And also, you don't want to overdo it at all. Like, people sign up these things, and I don't know, are y'all subscribed to many people's like bots? Are you?
Couple, and I find I sign up and then I don't even pay any attention when they pop up.
Yeah, they can get kind of annoying if you overdo it, is what I
I've
see.
only got 2.
You only have 2? Because like, I
It's
follow.
on Facebook?
Yeah, but they show up on my Messenger app too.
Yeah. I follow a lot of them, and I unsubscribe from a lot of them because a lot of them do overdo it. And so I think like once a week, probably max, unless you're like doing like a welcome series where they're just getting in, you're introducing them to things. But in general, like, I don't know, I think you can definitely overdo it, and you don't want to do that at all. You want to give your subscribers an easy out as well, so you want to say, if you want to unsubscribe at any time, press stop, because like, that's one thing you really don't want, is you don't want to get on Facebook's bad side. And so if they don't understand that you can type stop or unsubscribe and get out, then they will report you, and then your Facebook page can be shut down, your Facebook ad account, your Facebook, your regular Facebook account can be shut down with all this. So you want to like definitely play by the rules on this stuff. Some different parts of the bot that are great to have. A welcome message is one of the main things that they built bots for originally. And so what that is if you go to a Facebook page and you press like the message button, instead of just a blank screen, your welcome series will pop up right there. And so you can let people know all about you, you know, like learn more about the company. These are the frequently asked questions. These are our specials right now. See examples of our products.
Now this is using ManyChat.
This is
It's not
ManyChat.
using the Facebook page messenger thing.
No, but it all connects inside there.
Oh,
so
okay.
this is what you would see on someone's Facebook page.
Okay.
Like if you hit their message button.
So when they pop up, that's not Facebook, that's somebody using a chat bot that's separate from
A
what
lot of
Facebook-
times, Facebook has incorporated some automated
Right.
functions that like very minimalist. But if they get
Yeah,
to
because I've used those, I haven't done this. So I mean, like you can go in and it'll greet them and then,
ask
know.
3 questions or something like that.
well, you know, like I did it for an addiction treatment center and of course they're not monitoring Facebook 24/7. So the first thing it says is, you know, we don't man this 24 hours a day, but here's our phone number if you have an emergency. Otherwise, we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Right.
Kind of automated message.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, no, that's great to have, and like I said, you can do it with Facebook, like automatically. I did hear something about them designing their own kind of bot pretty soon.
But I don't recall it giving this kind of flexibility.
Yeah, you can. I mean, this is almost like a miniature website built inside of your messenger, but they haven't come up with anything yet that's like to that point. A lead magnet. So you want to get people into your bot. So instead of sending them to a sales funnel on a website, you can build that out inside of a chatbot. And like this is for like real estate. And so like free list of homes or condos in the area. They click yes. It takes them to a series of questionnaires. You get their email, you get their phone number, and all that is done inside of the bot. But also once you get that email and phone number, you can set that up on the back end to funnel into your email marketing software, so it goes directly to your ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, and also SMS software too. So like with this, what we did is we had automated SMS messages that would go out as soon as this came in, and so we're hitting them inside of ManyChat, we're also hitting them inside of their email, and then also getting on their text. And one thing that you can do internally now inside ManyChat is they just released the function where you can automatically, for free, if you have like the created subscription, you can do SMSs inside of ManyChat, but you can't get, no one can message you back is the only bad thing. So I like using an external thing for that. But so lead magnets, that's how you want to get people into your bots. Like I said earlier, you want to have an unsubscribe message. All you have to do is just put, to unsubscribe, just write stop right on the bottom and have something like that. These are automated sequences.
Love the names.
Yeah. So this is like when someone comes into my Facebook group, I've got, 4 different messages that would go out. And so the first one will come out, welcome them, tell them like what we're all about, maybe give them something awesome. Second day, tell them a little bit more, give them value, keep giving them value. And so you can do these automated sequences as long as you're not pitching inside of them. If you are pitching, then that breaks one of the big rules, which is called a 24-hour rule. I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is just like an email automation, and you can do this inside of your bot. So the greeting text, this is another one that a lot of people kind of forget about. But if someone has not been into your bot yet and subscribed to it, they're just going to get a blank screen like this. And so you want to make sure that you tell them exactly what to do, because what they normally tell you what to do is it's not super clear. So I always put something like press get started below to begin, because get started is always going to be there.
How do you infuse the combination of NLP and AI into the bot solution that you have in terms of picking the local language for the person, whoever is browsing at that point in time, and how it's been leveraged to the IP or the browser, so as to have the chat or the leads created out of them in a better way?
Yeah.
Does this come as a built-in function?
No, so this type of chatbot does not incorporate AI. You can think about this one as this is just like a sales funnel, but it's built out inside of your bot. There definitely are bots that are starting to incorporate AI and like I said, probably NLP and stuff like that. But like these are, they're meant to be extremely simple. It's not like you're trying to make someone think that they're talking to someone inside there. Like you're letting them know, it's almost like you can just think of like a website inside your messenger. And so
so if I have to pull up a dashboard for the lead generation through the chatbot, does it actually give me a filtered view of locations, probably depending on the phone numbers or depending on the IP or the browser?
Yep. So you can, male, female, you can do where they're coming in from. And another great thing is you can do a lot of tagging. Tagging is super duper important. And so as soon as people come in, you can have them do questionnaires, where are you from, like what's your biggest challenge right now, and just tag people so that everybody is segmented like you want to do inside an email as well. But yeah, these are some of the different ways that you can bring people into the bot. So the ref URL is kind of what I talked about earlier. It's just a URL, brings them directly into the bot. JSON that connects with Facebook advertising on the backside and brings them directly in. There are keywords. That's what I really like to use. So instead of doing like a JSON on the backside, which is just a coding thing you put inside Facebook ads, you can do a keyword where if someone types the word bot in there or whatever your keyword would want to be, it triggers a certain bot sequence to go off. And so
where would they be typing?
They would be typing directly into the messenger box. So you can have them either type
So you already have a pre-established relationship with them?
No, you would just say, please type bot, like they come in and then they're subscribed at that point.
Okay.
Right before they subscribe, they'd type bot, and that would bring them in. They'd be subscriber to that. But another way to do it, like if you use Facebook, you can set up that keyword to be automatically placed there. So just say like, press the bot button below to join, and then it's automatically added into the Facebook ad, and then they hit that, and then it brings them in. They're subscribed. And then there's also a Facebook comments one. So if someone kind of goes in and comments on a post of yours, then they'll be sent an ask to join the bot as well. So that's a good way of building engagement. And That one is it's a little wonky though. Like a lot of people have issues with that one. I've done a little bit before, but it's one that like I found has always had a lot of issues.
People feel intruded upon.
That, yeah, but it's mostly the tech part of it. Like the tech part has
it
never
doesn't
been
work.
like really great for some reason. So I like the best way I've ever done is the keyword tool. Yeah, so I do that. And so what to watch out for, the dreaded 24-hour plus one rule is what I mentioned before. So Facebook has a rule that you cannot send a promotional message to someone after 24 hours the last time they've interacted with your bot. They give you a +1, you can do it once, but after that, then like you're totally breaking the rules. And
You
they're gonna get
can't
mad.
send after 24
No.
hours?
No, not promotional. And so that means if you're trying to sell something or get them to go to a sales page, no, but if you got like engagement post, like, you know, come check out this blog article we just wrote, or if you have it connected to like say Shopify on the backside and you're getting like your payment information, that's totally fine. But as far as like saying like 4 days in a row, hey, got a special sale going on right now. I know you didn't open this yesterday, but you know, you can't do that.
So you could do it 4 times in 24 hours, but not
Yeah.
ever again?
Until they interact with it again. Until they open your bot again. From like say a promotional message, you could tell them a joke, you could say, hey, check out this article we just wrote,
Oh, I see.
And
Okay,
once
so
they do
you would
that,
send them
that
something
re-triggers the 24
engaging.
hours again. Yeah, and so another way around that is you can do a sponsored post or a sponsored message where you could pay to get that promotional message after that.
And that was the next question. At what point does Facebook expect to get paid?
Now. Yeah, it didn't last for too long before but now they're really tightening up and like the sponsor.
Well, no, I heard the free rides going away.
It always does, but
Of
like
course.
you could still get really great costs per opens and clicks with the sponsored ones, and
So even the ability to drive engagement with information and helpful content, that's gonna go away?
no,
So it's
only
24.
only for promotionals.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if you can get them to engage with you.
that re-triggers the 24-hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a super important one. So a lot of y'all are in e-commerce, and so they just rolled out a Shopify integration. Anyone here using Shopify? No? All right. Well, this is how you do it if you were to use Shopify.
Yeah, I know Recart was doing that, but they only do it for Shopify. You know, you got this huge installed base, so
Yeah.
everybody goes there first.
Yeah, but I'm sure they're gonna open up some different ones like BigCommerce, WooCommerce stuff pretty soon. I know they're working on that. Next steps, I would definitely suggest, just if you don't have one yet or haven't messed with this, just get a free ManyChat account and try this out. It's really, really fun to mess around in there.
Do you know if it integrates with any help desk? You know, like Ria Mays has sort of a chat bot, but we're discovering there's limitations to what it can do, and that's, I mean, it would be super useful to most business owners to be able to manage the message flow that comes in through the chat bot, whether that's customer support issue or pre-sale, so.
I have heard of some integrations like that, because like everything connects with Zapier with this, and so
Oh, okay, yeah, so you could just run it through Zapier.
Zapier, and then there's another one.
Well, Zendesk is
Integromat or
the 800-pound gorilla.
I think there might be a Zendesk Zap on this one. I've not done it, but I have heard some other people do it.
So is this a competitor to like all the legacy, like live chat, or is this?
In a way, it is, yeah, like, you can get away with not having to pay for those live chats by just putting a Facebook bot on your website. And, but, I mean, if you wanna use those as well, you could incorporate them in
How does it
different
work if
ways.
somebody doesn't wanna do business with Facebook? I mean, not everybody has a Facebook account, and I'm finding, like, my son says he doesn't even log into Facebook anymore. So, like, not even to message him on Facebook, so how is, you know, and I've got to assume at 24, he's more representative of younger audience than I am. So, how does this work if somebody isn't on Facebook?
Yeah, so it doesn't work for that, like, but a lot of times these people will still have a messenger app And so if they've got a messenger app, then they'll still have access to like the most important part of it anyways. But yeah, in general.
Does it work with WhatsApp yet?
No, but that's another thing is Facebook, owns WhatsApp and Instagram as well. And one thing they're talking about doing is incorporating them all into one messenger platform. So if that happens, like this is gonna be crazy, like,
Yeah,
and
and global.
global, exactly. And so I think that's where it's heading in the next couple of years is it's all gonna be like a conglomerate. And they're talking about having it just be, not having a WhatsApp bot, Facebook, Instagram bot, it's all gonna be one bot, which is really cool. And they're also talking about incorporating it into like iMessage, which is kind of neat too, because like everyone's got iMessage, has an iPhone, you know, if you got an iPhone. So that's another huge one. But if y'all are interested, I've got this like free guide I put together, and there's a really cool way you can do it. So this is another way you can bring people into your bot. Is if you wanna.
It's pretty surprising if Apple actually lets anyone do that, because Apple doesn't let anyone hijack iMessage.
Yeah, I know. They were talking about it at the
That's crazy.
the conference. Yeah.
I'm super surprised.
Yeah, that would be
Apple's
neat,
got
right?
Pretty locked down, yeah.
But yeah, if you just wanna, I don't know, you don't have to move on to it, but you can just use your photo app on this, and it'll bring you directly into the bot. So if you have like clients with like physical places like restaurants, like these things are awesome. So you can have like click here to get your Wi-Fi code for your coffee shop, or click here to get 10% off your meal today, or something like that.
So you work for your own agency now, or?
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you do specifically? You focus on just doing chatbots?
So I do sales funnels mostly,
Okay.
and I incorporate chatbots into them, and chatbots, email marketing, Facebook ads. Yeah.
Do you have kind of like a formula, okay, this is the best copy for this vertical, this product, this industry, this is the best kind of copy, and then do you like kind of already have, okay, I know if someone's coming from Facebook, this is the message, they're coming through Google, this is the message. How do you know what copy to hit someone with and when?
Yeah, so as far as like the Google or Facebook, that doesn't affect me too much, I don't believe.
Like the ingest of the customer doesn't matter.
No, but like if you're in the bot, everything's gonna be way shorter, more succinct. It's not gonna be longer form like I would do in like an email kind of campaign. As far as like knowing like the different types of customers, it's all about like customer research, finding out what their customers are speaking about, what their challenges are, and incorporating all that in. But as far as like speaking differently on the different platforms,
right.
not really,
Not
no.
different messages. What about clicks to opt-ins?
What about it?
Like what would, I guess because you're pretty experienced with this, I'm just starting out, and like when you see a spread between clicks and opt-ins, right? Like clicks on the ad versus opt-in. So they clicked on the ad, they see your message, and they ain't clicking that button yes, and they're bouncing away.
Yeah.
When are you like, okay, red flag, there's a huge spread here. It's
Yeah.
like for every 20 clicks, I'm getting one person to opt in.
Yeah.
What's the metric where you're like, okay, nuke what we have and just like, let's start fresh?
So yeah, clicks to opt-ins, I think I would say if you're getting less than, like 25%, maybe 50, like somewhere in that area, like normally, because it's tough with Facebook clicks, because like, there could be like a link click that goes to something and then just darts off. It's really hard to kind of like check those as far as like link clicks go. But as far as like people coming in, so I'll run like a messenger ad with these bots, and we'll get probably like 75% or more people that come into the bot actually go through our flow, give us their email.
Sure.
And so it's kind of definitely, I think it's worth more to have someone actually come into the bot and then go on
Let me
than just
on that point, it's a really important point that you just brought up, which is what are they seeing, right? Like, because they're looking at mobile, they're looking at desktop, but ultimately it's going to be the same Facebook ad like you alluded to throughout.
Yeah.
And you're saying that like at least 25% of the time after they click on the ad, they should be opting in. So that means if you're seeing that widespread, like lower than 25%, your opt-in message is wrong. That's
So like the main thing is like you want your Facebook ad to be super congruent with whatever is going to be landing on, and so you can do that quite easily with the bot. Just like almost like use whatever your headline was, incorporate that into your bot.
Sure.
and maybe if you have the same image as on your ad, that could help as well. I think it helps a lot that people are staying inside Facebook. It's a lot easier for them to take that next action, and they feel more comfortable than going to a separate website that maybe looks completely different than what they saw on their Facebook ad or Instagram ad. And
Looks like split test that message, right? So you could like putting different messages and seeing what the click-through rate is and like tweaking it and
Yeah.
seeing what works best, I suppose.
Sure.
yeah,
You also brought up, I think, something just really important real quick, because I know we got to answer, but the value of email subscribers over a chatbot and over any other type of subscriber. And I think that's validated with companies like Agora Financial
Yeah.
that do $2 billion plus a year in revenue at a very, very high gross margin, right? Because they're literally just email subscribers. How do we create that experience of an Agora Financial? If anybody's familiar with that, they come out with financial, like, are you familiar with that at
Yep,
all? It's like
yep.
financial analysis. It's really expensive. It can be $25,000 a year for some of their subscriptions.
Mhm.
But it's like a choose your own adventure. When you're reading through these things,
Oh,
these
yeah.
massively long emails, but people read them. How do we get that kind of experience and engagement for such high level service into a chatbot? Do you see anybody doing that yet?
I don't.
'Cause it's the
see
same
that.
exact thing, isn't it? Isn't it like there's
It's
like
all,
this-
it's all like, yeah, funneling people into different, like tags, you know, like you said in Agora, like they all have, there's many different paths you can take, in an Agora email list, I'm sure, you know,
Yeah.
like, they see this person buys, they've got like prepper stuff too, I think, I mean, this
Everything,
person's
yeah.
the prepper, this person is the
But it's
Wall
not-
Street
it's like
mogul.
something you wanna sit back and read, like an email you wanna go through, and this is more about engagement or guided selling would be kind of the nirvana in my
Right.
mind, right? Like if you can get somebody to say, hey, I'm going on a camping trip, whoa, what trip, where are you going, what do you plan to do, I wanna do some fishing, okay, great, here's a package, or, you know, I'm looking to get in shape for somebody like you, right, I'm looking to get in shape, oh great, what's your stage right now? When you get to the point where you're doing kind of an interactive guided selling flow, that would be, I don't know how you, but that kind of engagement around like deep, dense information, I don't know if the chatbot is the right, you know,
Yeah.
paradigm for that.
And the rule for internet marketing, rule number one is people don't read. Now, obviously, if you find something like this long form email, which is, at least you're choosing what device you're reading it on. And somebody may get it on their phone and then go back and read it on a tablet or read it on a desktop. To me, that feels like a much better place, but in a messenger, you're this big, you really wanna keep it to the point.
Yeah, you're just,
So you could get somebody to the point where, you know, what is your goal, you know,
We'll send you an
capital
email.
maintenance, or, you know, growth, or what
Right,
stage
right,
are you
right,
in
right,
investing life, and then, okay, great, here's the long form thing to now go off and read.
And those
That's-
leads are
Yeah.
worth
Yeah,
getting that
Yes.
information from those worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just that lead.
yeah.
Well, that's, the more committed somebody is, the hotter that lead is. How many steps, speaking of commitment, how many steps can somebody, I mean, obviously you don't wanna run them through 15 different steps, or do you? I mean,
no, I don't think so. Like, I try and get them in and out as quickly as possible because they'll get tired of, you know, answering too many questions if you're doing like a questionnaire kind of thing like you're asking.
Yeah.
So I try and keep it pretty brief, like under 5 usually. I mean, like, but also like you said, like if they do go through a 10 to 15 step thing, then they're like, they are ready to roll, but you're also gonna be
you're
dealing
gonna
with
have a
like
big
less,
fall off.
you'll have fall off, yeah.
I mean, I'm already irritated that damn near every website on the planet now has a bot, and I can't even reach a damn customer service
Yeah, you
agent
gotta,
without
that's the thing,
engaging.
it's like, can you, if they can get it to the point where through AI or something, has enough intelligence to actually deliver value, like it doesn't deliver value, like gets you to the point where like, I ask you like 3 questions and then you're, okay, here's how to contact support.
Well, they always
Why
want
don't I
my
just waste
email
10
or
minutes
phone
talking to
number,
you,
and
right?
it's like, I don't really wanna give that to you yet.
Yeah,
But, you know, the voice tree was created both to, I mean, in large part to lessen the phone calls.
yeah.
So, I mean, to a certain degree, the bot is also supposed to limit human engagement.
Yeah, but there are platforms out there poking at that piece, like distilling all your knowledge base, and mainly on, you know, kind of tech B2B
Right.
support, right? If you can distill that experience down to, and actually answer somebody's question and point them to the right solution. That's where
Yeah,
value So how do you do the same thing for,
I'm seeing that a
Consumer
little bit
marketing,
with
right.
like Intercom and Reamaze, but because they're configured by humans, a lot of times the answers they throw at me are just so wildly off of what I'm trying. Probably because I'm the kind of, I'll look for the answer, if I'm reaching out to you, I didn't find it.
right,
So, that's why I wonder how far, and it's difficult, because rule number 2 of marketing is don't assume everybody thinks like you do. I do, tell people to think like their customers, so that's where my questions come from, is how are people responding to these things? Are they really preferring it, because it's more anonymous than dealing with a human directly, or
I think so. Like, yeah, because like if you have like a quirky little bot there, they're gonna be like way more apt to kind of tell that quirky little bot something than to jump on a call and say that.
so you're finding a little bit of humor helps too?
It depends on the brand for sure, but if you can fit that in there, I've seen that work really well for a lot of people.
can you share a specific example, like a case study? Success story?
Yeah, just like a quirky little thing. Let's see. So also like this is kind of like, this is like on my website. This is what like the chat would look like.
And that's powered by Messenger?
Yeah, so this is just a strip of code that you drop onto your website on the head tag, and it connects to a growth tool in ManyChat. And so say someone wants to come in here and jump on a free strategy session. They click here.
And they don't need to be a Facebook user?
They do, yeah.
Oh, they will, okay.
But then from there, like, your name comes into here. You've got all this good stuff, the different services we offer, about me section, testimonials, and they can access all that. And then they could go here to check out like what a bot looks like. And like this same thing is popping up on your Facebook as well, and in your Messenger, but it's in real time happening on the website as well. So this can be like in exchange for using like Intercom or whatever, one of those types of things.
Interesting lead
I guess that's
magnet, as long as it's not
Do you
Starbucks.
do you notice more success between using chatbots for services like yours, or using chatbots for selling consumer product goods? Like, most of your customers, are they coming from CPG, or are they trying to sell a service?
I don't really work with too many CPGs. I worked a lot with local businesses for a while. These work like super duper well for local businesses, chiropractors, restaurants, real estate like that.
Yeah.
And then now I work with like fitness influencers are my main kind of niche that I work with. And so we use this to like, they come into the bot, we give them a free lead magnet, we drop them into an email sequence, and then from there, we give them value in the bot, as well as like remind them with like sponsored messages and stuff whenever we have product launches and stuff like that.
So you're doing work on behalf of fitness influencers?
Yes.
To get clients? Or
Yeah.
To get,
I help them like launch products and like monetize their audiences. Yeah.
okay.
I think I sense another connection.
All of them coming up tonight.
Nice. Yeah. Do y'all have any questions?
I guess the general thing is, what I'm hearing from you actually, is that, services generally like have a lot more margin in them. Look at Deloitte, PwC, all those huge firms, right? You can charge $5,000 a day for a resource to sit on site somewhere. So if you can sell services through a chatbot, that's obviously going to be the most lucrative thing. I'm just curious, outside of the fitness influencer world, have you had any success with like a certain vertical or service, or did you see a potential one that you haven't been able to tap into?
I mean, I feel like these things have use case for pretty much anything, and especially like we said earlier with like Shopify, with like abandoned cart sequences that are inside here. So that, like CPG, like that would be phenomenal for that. Someone comes in and they don't complete their purchase, but they get these messages coming, where abandoned cart sequences on emails are phenomenal. So to have these in email as well as in your bot, it's crazy.
I'm seeing them on SaaS applications.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly looking at different SaaS applications.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well,
Awesome,
thank you for
awesome.
coming. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure thing.
Well, we can network or we can evacuate.
Everybody drink beer?
I do drink. We had beer at the first couple meetups, and a couple people told me I was spending a fortune. And we intentionally have run the group for the last year without any sponsors because I want it to be about the store owners. And you bring in a sponsor, they expect something, although we'll probably have a sponsor for a Christmas party. But, so it was coming out of my pocket, and then somebody said, no, you want people to come for the message, so stop
Sure.
serving food.
Yeah.
So we dropped it.
No, I'm thinking we can go somewhere that serves beer. And
That was
network.
nice.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. You have a suggestion?
Not from Austin, so my
Well,
suggestions are limited.
there is a bar right across the street, underneath, on Brazos.
I'm sure it's not gonna be hard to find beer in Austin.
Yeah.
Well, there's beer all over the place. I actually have never been into that specific spot. Anybody else? have
There's a hotel or whatever bar down there as well.
That's true. Hotel bars are usually $15
Yeah,
for the
they're
same
pretty
$5 beer.
That's true.
Although I suppose I shouldn't complain if it's just one.
Where are you in from right now?
I live in the Netherlands. I'm from Australia.
Okay. What are you doing in Austin?
Just visiting a friend, just hanging out for a month and just
Cool.
seeing what life's like. Yeah.
Did you recruit some more gyms?
I'm not focused on the States yet.
Ah,
Focus is Europe.
it does sound really cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully for the rest, yeah.
Yeah.
And how much is the service?
It's like how much is a hotel one, how much is an Airbnb, you want an Airbnb? Like,
Oh, so it's not like a
it's
set
a
price?
marketplace.
It's not a set price?
No, it's a marketplace.
Okay.
It's like, it gets cheaper for the longer you book, like anything, I suppose.
Yeah.
We just take commission on the transaction.
Okay.
But kind of using our kind of guidelines for the gyms, they earn about 80% more than what they would get from a local. It's not a profit for them.
Nice.
And the user, they pay probably like
Yes, sir.
65% less than what they would if they were paying like day passes every day.
Nice to
Like,
see you again.
here it's like $25 a day, it's
Yeah.
kind of just fucking ridiculous. So
You do like BJJ gyms and like Muay Thai and stuff like
yeah,
that?
so it's like gym, like yoga, MMA to meditation.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Yeah.
Nice.
Is anything fitness related? So we want to do like wellness tourism later. So you want to go to Thailand to Muay Thai camp, or go down to do a yoga retreat, or anything like that, like wellness tourism.
Oh, with food?
Hundreds of millions of dollars size
Yeah.
market, and it's growing faster than travel. That's kind of where we want to tap into. But right now it's just like gyms. So the idea is like
It's funny
get the attention of like an
because of what
Airbnb.
you're doing and-
Nobody has the contracts that we have for gyms.
And,
No one's got 17-day gym membership
I have a
contracts,
friend,
Right.
and a 14-day, and a
Because
9-day, and a 46-day, and a
they're,
53-day.
low-end
exists.
millionaires.
Like the key for us is like
And they're
getting their attention,
retirement age.
running an
They
API,
have
or just getting bought out by them.
invitations to everything.
Like, here's your Airbnb,
They're
this is your
also
hotel, and these are the
cheapest
gyms around.
SOBs on the
It sounds
planet.
like, do you want a
So
rental
they're
car for your
constantly
trip?
doing
Or
dinner
the gym for your
on-
trip?
On everybody else with no
potential
intentions of
investors.
buying.
How are you advertising?
Just, or have you got, basically spend nothing on marketing. Organic SEO, like gyms also send people,
Cool.
because it's just beneficial for them, like I don't have to talk to them, they just go to Gym Nomad,
You know,
and
these
like
guys
converse